And most importantly, companionship. On Diamond 88.7 FM, radio is real. At Diamond FM, we've got you.
What did I say, huh? What did I say? I told you no touchy. Now you suffer the bite of the lion and the clenching jaws of an alligator.
No touchy. Especially not a fan of Diamond FM. Don't touch that radio set.
Hour after hour of quality programming all around the clock with us. Every second and minute counts when it comes to bringing you the best of programming on radio. Diamond 88.7 FM remains your best bet. Be it sports, talk radio, entertainment and music. One thing is certain, we've got you.
Diamond 88.7 FM is here to make sense out of your world through our balanced news coverage from the nooks and crannies of Nigeria and beyond. Journey with us through the news we tracked for you at this moment on your shining supreme station.
From the news desk at Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin, this is news around the world.
In the headlines, federal government approves summit on justice sector reform. NNPP seeks to rebuild a new party in Nigeria. Kwara government insists on compensating original landowners of Kwara State Polytechnic. On the foreign scene, President Biden vows rigid support for Israel amid Iran attack fears. In business, Dangote assures diesel price reduction from refinery will quarter Nigeria's inflation. And in entertainment, Joe Boy urges colleagues to support local award shows. And in the world of sport, Kolasinac confident of Liverpool defeat at home ahead of Europa League. Good evening and many thanks for joining us for the news across the world on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. I am Joseph EMERIBE. You can listen to us via our website www.diamondfm.net or watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM. You can also download our app on Play Store Diamond 887 FM. We'll bring you details of the news after this short timeout. Do stay tuned.
Who be this person when they text me now? Oh, Bolan. Oh, me I go quick check him. I go text you later.
That's what can happen if you take your eyes off the road. Texting or using your phone when driving is very dangerous for you and other road users. Keep yourself and other road users safe by staying off your phone when driving. We need you alive.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
Welcome back. Now the news in detail. The federal government has today stated that it has concluded plans to convene a national summit to address critical challenges plaguing the justice sector. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, who made this known during a press briefing held at the Federal Ministry of Justice headquarters in Abuja, stated that the planned summit would pave the way for much needed reforms that would make justice more accessible to all Nigerians. According to the AGF, among issues that would be stepped tabled at the summit would include a possible review of the extant electoral laws in the country. Justice Fagbemi also disclosed that the National Summit on Justice, billed to hold between the 24th of April and 25th, would be declared opened by President Bola Tinubu. Away from the AGF, the new Nigeria People's Party (NNPP) has stated that it is geared towards rebuilding a new era of democratic advancement for the emancipation of the Nigerian people. The zonal chairman of the party in the southwest, Prince Ademola Ayoade, who disclosed this in a statement in Abuja, stated that the party was determined to take over the reign of government with the view to meeting the basic needs in education, health, security, food sufficiency, and infrastructural development across board. Prince Ayoade, who was reacting to an earlier statement by some members of the party in the zone accusing the national leader of the party, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwakwaso, of dictatorial tendencies, called on members to rededicate themselves towards the challenges of national renewal. This, he said, will entail mass mobilization and propagation of the idea that the government can and should make life more abundant for the people through pro-people policies and programs. He therefore dismissed claims of imposition of a new logo on the party by the national leader, saying that those making the claims either acted out of ignorance or a deliberate intent to mislead the public and cause disaffection within the party. Moving on, in a rare twist of events in Rivers State politics, former Governor Peter Odili has endorsed Governor Siminalayi Fubara as the political leader of the state, praising him for defending the interests of the people. Odili spoke today at the commissioning of a primary health care center in Indoni, his hometown in the Ogba Egbema Ndoni local government area. Odili stated that Fubara, having secured his electoral victory both through the ballot and the court, is now the political leader of the oil-rich South state. He emphasized the strategic importance of Rivers State, warning that whatever happens to the state affects the entire nation. He therefore urged Governor Fubara to act with this awareness in all its decisions. Assessing Fubara's performance, Odili commended him for making significant strides in critical sectors within his first year in office, particularly focusing on the well-being of the people. He noted that Fubara's administration is in alignment with President Bola Tinubu's agenda, especially in the health sector, following the recent launch of the Primary Health Care Fellows scheme by the federal government. And to update from Lagos State. Lagos State government today reiterated its resolve to demolish buildings that failed its integrity test. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu stated this while reassuring the people of Lagos as 14 buildings in close proximity to the two that went up in flames at Dosumu Market on the Lagos Island caved in to the fire. Governor Sanwo-Olu added that the Dosumu Market would be closed indefinitely, but the government would assist those to be affected. The governor, however, lamented that there are more progressive projects that the state ought to carry out rather than spending scarce resources on avoidable accidents. On to the state of Amonikwara. The All Progressives Congress APC ward executives and other stakeholders in Ifelodun local government held a peaceful protest at the government house and the state party secretariat in Ilorin today against the appointment of Lukman Abubakar as the chairman of the party in Ifelodun local government by the leadership of the party in the state. The protesters, who carried various placards, described the appointment of Abubakar as unacceptable, as they called for transparency and fairness in the party. The acting chairman of the APC Ifelodun local government area, Razak Olatayo Owolabi, in his remarks, condemned the appointment, citing its disregard for democratic principles and party guidelines. The protesters, who claimed that Prince Razak Olatayo Owolabi is the rightful claimant to the APC chairmanship in the Ifelodun local government area, called on the party leaders in the state to rescind its decision in appointing Lukman Abubakar as the chairman of the APC in the Ifelodun local government, while calling on Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak to mediate in the matter. Still with Kwara State. The Kwara State government, through its Geographic Information Service (GIS) office, has stated that it had fully compensated the original owners of the vast land where the state pioneer tertiary institution, Kwara State Polytechnic, Ilorin, is sited. The Alumni Association of the Kwara State Polytechnic Worldwide, together with other stakeholders in a meeting, have asked every property owner or private developer on the institution's land to contact the State Geographic Information Science (GIS) to ascertain the status of their property in order to clarify issues with the villagers on the encroachment of the Polytechnic land. The meeting, which was preceded by over 2-hour touring of the Polytechnic's land, was attended by management of the institution, traditional chiefs, and community leaders, delegation of Kwara State Geographic Information Service, representatives of Student Union Government (SUG), media executives, and the host, the Alumni Association of the institution. Meanwhile, according to the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of the state, Rafiu Ajakaye, the land, which was acquired by the government, has been compensated for.
When Poly was being established, as it then was, I think it was not Poly at the beginning, when it was established, the government actually acquired some land, the Poly to sit on. I'm very sure that this land is properly marked, which means the boundary of Kwara Poly is known to the law of Kwara State.
And that's the voice of the Chief Press Secretary to Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, Rafiu Ajakaye. On to a sad story. The former Minister of Science and Technology under former President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, is dead. A source close to the deceased confirmed the death to newsmen today. Onu, a former governor of Abia State, died after a brief illness in an undisclosed hospital in Nigeria. Recall that the late 72-year-old former minister contested for the presidential flag of the All Progressives Congress (APC) during the 2023 general elections, but lost to President Bola Tinubu. Onu was a Nigerian politician, author, and engineer until his death. He was the first civilian governor of Abia State and was the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation of Nigeria from November 2015 until his resignation in 2022. The former Abia State governor was the longest-serving minister of the ministry. May his soul find eternal rest. The news across the world is reaching you live from Diamond 88.7 FM. We're going to break, and when we return, we bring you foreign, business, entertainment, and sports stories. Do stay tuned.
We often think that mental health breakdowns sound like this.
I'm emotionally stressed. I'm emotionally downcast. I am so confused of all about life.
But in reality, they can sound like this. Don't make assumptions that people are okay just because they laugh and they smile. Everyone is going through something. Check on your friends and be kind to everyone else.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
We're glad to still have you there. You're still listening to the news across the world, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. Now we'll move on to the foreign scene. President of the United States, Joe Biden, has warned that Iran is threatening to launch a significant attack after Israel struck the Iranian consulate in Syria 10 days ago. According to the Iranian leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, in a televised speech, the Israeli attack in Damascus was equivalent to an attack on Iran itself. He stated further that the evil regime must be punished. It is, however, unclear what form of reprisal attack would be taken. Meanwhile, analysts have stated that if Iran strikes Israel directly, it would risk an even greater escalation if the conflict, as Iran does not have the military capability for a significant confrontation. Still on the foreign scene. A 67-year-old Vietnamese property developer, Trung My Lan, has been sentenced to death today for looting one of the country's largest banks over a period of 11 years. She was convicted of taking out $44 billion in loans from the Saigon Commercial Bank. The verdict requires her to return $27 billion, as some prosecutors say may need and never be recovered. Some, however, believed that the death penalty is the court's way of trying to encourage her to return some of the missing billions. Meanwhile, 85 others were tried alongside her, although she denied the charges brought up against her, with 104 boxes weighing a total of 6 tons recovered and found as evidence. And that's it from the international scene. Up next is business news. Do stay tuned.
Diamond FM Business News.
And in the world of business, Chairman of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has stated that his refineries' diesel is selling at discounted prices and would provide relief to Nigeria's inflation woes. He made this known while paying an Eid al-Fitr homage to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at his Lagos home. While speaking with newsmen, he stated that the Naira exchange rate has improved in recent times, dropping from around 1,900 Naira to the dollar to the current level of between 1,250 Naira and 1,300 Naira. According to him, people will not get diesel much higher than what it is today, even though the crude prices are going up.
Diamond FM Entertainment News.
Away from business and to entertainment, Afrobeat singer Joseph Akifenwa, popularly known as Joe Boy, has called on his colleagues to support local awards, saying that African awards should be valued more over foreign awards. He spoke when he appeared on an internet podcast where he argued that despite its worldwide recognition, the Grammys is an American award show. He therefore called on Afrobeat stars to unapologetically be themselves and also empower African award institutions rather than pay attention to the Grammys.
But to be honest, I don't think there's much that we can do about it. I think the only thing that we can do about it is to be unapologetically ourselves. To an extent that it's even hard. It's very, very hard to imitate what we are doing. Instead of trying to be that cool guy just to go and connect to like the international audience, just be yourself. Be yourself unapologetically, and also like empowering our institutions here in Africa. I see the way like they make Grammy seem like it's like the award. Like Grammy is the great award, but at the end of the day, it's still an American award. It's not even a global award. It's just seen as a global award because
of its positioning.
Because of its positioning.
Yeah.
It is an American award.
Yeah.
It still boils down to what happens in America. Before you can get the Grammy nomination, you have to have worked with people or sound engineers or producers from the US.
From the US,
Like it's
true.
there. If you've not worked, you're not getting that nomination.
That's
you
true.
understand? So it's still basically an American award.
That's voice of Joseph Akinfenwa, popularly known as Joe Boy. Up next is Sport Update. Do stay tuned.
Diamond FM Sports News.
And in sports this evening, Atalanta defender Sahid Kolasinac is confident that the team has what it takes to overcome Liverpool at Anfield in tonight's first leg quarterfinals of the Europa League. Kolasinac, who is not a stranger to Anfield during his time at Arsenal today, the club's official website, that he is confident the team will defeat the Reds. He added that he is inspired by Virgil van Dijk's stressing that he is one of the best defenders in the world. Still in sport, Paris Saint-Germain's goalkeeper Sergio Rico has been declared to return to the game of football 11 months after the shocking accident that threatened his life. The 30-year-old Spaniard was hit by a mule cart and runaway horse during a pilgrimage in his homeland on the 28th of May 2023. Meanwhile, Rico, who last played a competitive match during a loan spell at Mallorca in May 2022, has completed a number of tests with the PSG doctors. He has also been monitored in Seville and by the French Football Federation, with a green light being given for a return to training without the need for protective headgear. That's Sport Update. And with that, we've come to the end of the news across the world. But before we go, here is the recap of the major highlights has brought to you. We told you earlier that federal government approves summit on justice sector reform. Also, NNPP seeks to rebuild a new party in Nigeria. From the State of Harmony is the report that Kwara government insists on compensating original landowners of Kwara State Polytechnic. On the foreign scene, President Joe Biden vows rigid support for Israel amid Iran attack fears. And in business, Dangote assures diesel price reduction from refinery will cut Nigeria's inflation. And in entertainment, Joe Boy urges colleagues to support local award shows. From the exciting world of sport, Kolasinac confident over Liverpool defeat at home ahead of Europa League. Did you know that on this day in 1961, Nigeria imposed a trade boycott on South Africa due to objections against South Africa's apartheid policy? Now you know. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact Diamond FM Newsroom on 0916 062 7526. You can reach us via 0916 062 7526. The news was compiled and edited by Nedu Okorie, and I am Joseph EMERIBE. Many thanks for choosing your shining supreme radio station. Do stand by for the news in Yoruba language. Good evening.
You can only get timely, credible, and reliable news on your shining supreme station. Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
Follow us on social media: Facebook,
Twitter and Instagram at Diamond 887 FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.